What up, thoughts? DenDenBMX here, and today we're gonna be doing a little experiment with this bad boy. This is my PRS SE Custom 24/7. Yeah, I've got a 7-string, and I've had it for a while, and a lot of you guys probably didn't even know that because nobody saw the video. Yeah, I don't know why, but YouTube suppressed the ever-loving piss out of the video that I made about this guitar. So if you guys want to go check that video out, you can. But first off, just look at this thing, man. It is gorgeous. I love this like aqua blue green. The flame on it is so nice. It's a little understated, but I think you can see like as I move it around in the light, there's some places where it pops super hard. This guitar has also been modded a little bit. The guy who had it before me ended up swapping the pickups out for some DiMarzios. I'm assuming they're just the DiMarzio PAFs, but I'm not positive. The way I got this guitar was back in 2021, I became a dirty little slut for the band known as KORN. I'd always been a fan of them, but back in 2021, I finally got to see them live twice, and after that they had just solidified themselves as one of my favorite bands. And the more I started listening to them, the more I wanted to learn their songs, and they play on 7-string, so I was like, you know, I might need to get a 7-string. So I went down to my local music around to see if they had anything. I saw this thing sitting there. I played it for about 5 seconds, and then I realized that I needed it in my life. And so I ended up selling some of my Epiphone Les Pauls to some of my friends, and I used that money to get this pretty lady. And I tell you what, I didn't know I liked PRS so much until I finally got one. And then once I finally got one, I was like, you stupid bitch. You've been missing out for so long. Got a nice thin neck on it. Plays so nice. And the natural binding on it is just... But anyway, I got this guitar so I can mainly play a bunch of fun riffs from that corny little band known as KORN. And those guys tune their 7 strings a whole step down, so they're an A. So it's got like the top A string, and then it's D standard. Now I believe this is one of the PRS 24/7s that only has a 25-inch scale length. And for 7 strings, you want it to at least be like 25.5. So it's a little short for a 7-string. In standard tuning, it's fine with like normal like 10-gauge strings. But when you tune that down to A standard, it does get a little too flubby. So to compensate for that, I ended up throwing on some Ernie-Ball power Slinkies. And it did get rid of a lot of the flubbiness and pitch drift that the 10-gauge strings had when they were in A standard. So I was pretty happy with that. But a couple months back, these came out. Munky and Head, the 2 guitar players for KORN, they went down to Dunlop and they were like, hey yo girl, you shit with that ass? And Dunlop was like, do be farting. They rubbed fronts, and then out came this set of strings. Now these strings use the new heavy core technology that a lot of new guitar strings are coming out with, especially for like real riffy guys like James Hetfield or KORN. Now the string gauge for the power Slinky set that I have on this guitar is 11, 14, 18 plain, 28, 38, 48, 58. But on the KORN set, it goes 10, 13, 17, which is pretty standard, like 10-gauge string. And then the next 3 strings are kind of like the power Slinky set, to where it's 28, 38, 48, but instead of the 7th string being a 58, it goes all the way up to a big bahunga mammoth 65-gauge cable. That's ridiculous. You could put that on a website that starts with P and ends with Ornhub. But anyway, the point of this video is I want to compare the power Slinky set that I have on there right now to the brand new KORN set. Now I will be able to feel the difference between these strings, but you guys should be able to hear the difference because the strings and the gauge you use does change up the tone a little bit. So I'm going to doodle around on this guitar with the power Slinkies on. We're going to swap out for the KORN set. I'm going to doodle on that for a little bit, and then we're going to see how some good old KORN riffs sound with the power Slinkies versus the brand new KORN set. And after that, you guys are going to go down in the comments and tell me what you think. I'm going to stop flapping my gums. Let's actually get into the playing. Alrighty, I think that's going to wrap up the sound demo. So I'm going to have to go back and listen while I'm editing to see if I can hear a difference myself, but definitely go down in the comments and let me know what differences you guys do or do not hear. As for the feel of these strings, I think they might be my new favorite 7-string set. They feel really nice. I like how the bottom 3 strings are like from a 10 gauge set, and then the next 3 strings are a little bit bigger. They're the same gauge from the Power Slinky set, and then this top 7th string is just a big old cable. And even with this guitar not having the ideal 7th string scale length, it tightens up this top string really nice and it feels really good. Like tuned a whole step down, it's like the perfect tension. It's to the point where I feel like if I tune this back up to B for like standard tuning, it would almost be too tight. So I really enjoy that. This is probably the set of strings that I'm going to stick with on my 7-string. I'm pretty stoked on them. Like I said earlier, the Power Slinky's really cleaned up a lot of that flubbiness and a lot of the pitch drift, but this hybrid set with the heavy core and this big old bridge cable up on top, it fixed those issues even more, and it feels so much nicer to play. With those Power Slinkies, I still had to have a little bit of a gentler touch, but with these I can whack on the strings pretty hard, and they're not going to be pitch drifting like it's the third Fast and Furious movie. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Mono Balisong, Cosmic Steez, Benji, Yannick, Luke, and A Horse Running. Those are the current channel members, and I cannot thank them enough for all the support. If you want to join them and get a shout out in my videos and also get access to the occasional exclusive members only video, one of which will be the deleted and unused playing clips from this video, then you can go down there and join the channel membership. Tiers start as low as $3. But if that's too much of a commitment, I understand. If you still want to be my sugar daddy just a little bit, there's also that super thanks button down there. It's sort of like a little tip jar. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, especially if you made it this far. If you did enjoy, I would really appreciate it if you let me know and help support the engagement on this video by leaving a like, leave a comment again, give me your thoughts and opinions. Which strings did you like the sound of more? Could you even really tell a difference? Let me know in the comments. Share the video around to help spread the knowledge. And make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. We just hit 15,000 subs and the next goal is 17,000. So if you regularly watch my channel and you haven't yet subscribed, thanks, dick. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you use Instagram, you can follow me on there too at DenDenBMX. But I am done being a tool. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.